With the Virginia Beach City Code 2-21, and by authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Virginia Beach, I hereby call for a special session of the Virginia Beach City Council, Thursday, September 23rd, 2021, at 1:30 City Council Chambers, Building 1, City Hall, 2nd floor, 2401 Courthouse Drive. The purpose of the special session is to allow City Council to elect a vice mayor. Okay. At this point, Madam Clerk, do we have roll call?
All present, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You know, folks, we're here for a very important reason right now, and it's important that we get into it. To those who are willing to step up to the plate and put their name in nomination, I thank you. The role of vice mayor, especially during a time where we're going to be changing voting systems and economic development is an all-time high, is going to require, a significant sacrifice of time and effort, for whoever is selected. But once again, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and read the resolution, and then we'll immediately get into the nominations. And this is a resolution that we just all recently passed, setting forth the process for nomination and election of the vote of vice mayor. Whereas a recent resignation of Vice Mayor Jim Wood has created a vacancy in the office of vice mayor, whereas the election of vice mayor requires 6 affirmative votes, and whereas City Council discussed methods of nomination and elections of the vice mayor at the September 14th retreat, and directed this resolution to be brought forward for consideration at the following formal meeting. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City of Virginia Beach, Virginia, that the City Council hereby provides the following parameters for nomination and election of vice mayor. First, a member may self-nominate. The nomination does not require a second. The method of election among those nominated shall be by roll call vote, but if there are 3 or fewer nominations, the election may be conducted by electronic vote with the nominee being assigned a color, green, red, or yellow, for the vote. And unless such meeting is adjourned, the nomination and vote process shall be repeated until a nominee receives 6 affirmative votes. With that being said, I am opening the floor to nominations. Ms. Wooten.
Thank you, Mayor. And City Council members, I would like to submit my name as a nomination for the Vice Mayor position. This is the second time I'm committing myself to go before you for this position. As you know, the first time when I did so, former council member Jim Wood was in the position and I was not successful. However, my passion to lead in that area has not gone away. I still have a passion to lead. And I think many of you know, just because you're not successful one time, it doesn't mean that you should stop availing yourself to lead. And so with that, I nominate myself for the position. I understand that the role requires hard work. I've been told that many times. But since the day I took office, I have been working very hard for the citizens of Virginia Beach on very pertinent issues that have been brought to me, whether it's supporting our local business owners and small businesses with the Ignite Business Series and the Small Business Initiative, or whether it's working with citizens on other issues that may be very challenging. I'm up for the hard work. I've committed myself to do it, and I have the track record that shows it. In terms of experience, you have my bio that's in front of you that talks about my history and skill set and information. And so I have the experience as listed on my bio that shows that I have been the vice chair of the Minority Business Council. That experience was very pertinent to me before coming on to council. But all of my colleagues there voted for me and supported me to be vice chair as the Minority Business Council vice chair because of my hard work, because of my dedication. And so finally, I'd just like to say the last time I was nominated for the position, it was said that I was the right leader to lead alongside Mayor Dyer during some of the most turbulent times that we've had in the city of Virginia Beach. And I submit to you today, I'm still that leader. I'm still the right leader to lead alongside Mayor Dyer. And with that, I'd humbly ask for your support to avail myself to the vice mayor position and to lead and to serve the citizens of the great city of Virginia Beach. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Are there any other nominations?
Oh, yes. I thought,
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm going to nominate Aaron Rouse for consideration. I've stated publicly my reasons on Facebook. They're no different here today. I think we have 3 good candidates. This is always about who you think is the best. And I believe that Aaron Rouse has the time, which is always critical. I think he has the ability to connect with people. He's demonstrated that he can build coalitions out in the community, and I think on the council as well. I know that Aaron and I are of different parties, but I'm a nonpartisan person, as my good friend Mr. Tower knows. And I try to look at the candidate who's best qualified for the job that I think can carry us forward into the future that we have and send the right signal about how we can have a greater diversity in our leadership positions, but more importantly, competence in our positions. And I think all the candidates are competent. I just think that Mr. Rouse brings more to the position from my perspective only. And for that reason, I'm happy and proud to nominate Aaron Rouse to be the vice mayor.
Thank you. Any other nominations? Mr. Bellucci.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate Rosemary Wilson to serve as vice mayor. I think that many of you are familiar with her record of public service, her long and outstanding record of public service. Ms. Wilson was elected to serve as a member of the school board until the year 2000, when she was elected to serve on this body. Voters continue to send her back to city council. She has an outstanding reputation in our community. And at this time, when we're experiencing a variety of monumental challenges, experienced leadership, ability to build a coalition, and an established record of community and public service is paramount. And that's why I am proud to nominate Rosemary Wilson, my colleague and friend, to be our next vice mayor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anyone else? Okay, at this point, we'll go ahead in the vote. We will go, it's kind of according to, in the order of a thing. Miss Wooten, if you vote for Miss Wooten, you will hit the green button. The green button. If you vote for Mr. Rouse, you will hit the red button. If you vote for Miss Wilson, it would be the yellow button. I'm going to repeat that once more time to each side. I'm just, just for terms of clarity. Okay, to the left, Miss Wooten is the green button. Mr. Rouse is the red button. Miss Wilson, yellow. Once again, on this side, Miss Wooten, green button. Mr. Rouse, red button. And Miss Wilson, yellow button. At this point, the vote is open.
Go ahead and close it. So, Councilmember Wooten received 1 vote, Councilmember Rouse 3, Councilmember Wilson 6.
Okay. Okay. Miss Wilson?
I move we adjourn.
So I'm very humbled and honored to accept my colleagues' their confidence in this for me. And I'd like to just say that it's been 33 years since we've had a woman vice mayor in our city. And I'll be following in some pretty big footsteps when Mayor Meyer Oberdorf was vice mayor, Reba McClannon, and our esteemed colleague, Ms. Barbara Henley, was vice mayor. So it's a real honor to follow in your footsteps, and I will certainly look for your advice and counsel, as well as Mr. Jones, who's held that for 16 years. This is not just a title, this is a job, and you have to work very closely with your colleagues, and communication is really important. So I pledge to all of you that I will communicate with you, and I will work with the staff, and we'll work very hard to build consensus, which is really important to have a good chemistry amongst us, because there's only 11 of us. And we need to be able to not always agree, but to have different opinions, but also to be able to move the city forward. We have a lot on our plates, and I promise to work hard with Mayor Dyer. We'll become the dynamic duo and work really hard. And one other thing I would really like to recognize, Dr. Valerio Genta, who's in the audience, my sweetheart. Thank you for being here, for your love and support. And I thank all of you, and I promise to work hard with you.
Yeah, Mr. Rouse.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My comments will be brief, but I'll have a longer statement on my Facebook page as well as social media going forward. First of all, I would like to thank my colleagues, Councilman Tower and Councilman Moss, for their support as well, and particularly Councilman Moss, because under strict and heavy pressure from a partisan standpoint, his integrity remained intact and impeccable, and I want to thank you for that. That means a lot to me. I think, and this is my view, this body has become extremely partisan. Extremely partisan. This is supposed to be a non-partisan body, and it has become extremely partisan. To me, that affects not just this body, but our city, because we are a deal and rule state. And regardless of what party is in power in Richmond, the fact that this body has taken a partisan stance, it hinders the ability for our citizens to get the necessary resources and things that they need here. Secondly, I just want to state the fact that I felt, and I have great respect for my colleagues, all whom I think have the experience and service and passion to want to serve. The difference that I hold here would make is that when we think about our city and where we're going and where we want to go, and the opportunity that we had to signal to young professionals, the workers, our region, the state, the world, that we are moving forward, that we do value diversity, not just in empty rhetoric, we missed that opportunity. Mm-hmm. And to me, what does that say to our staff? What does that say to our citizens? As Councilman Moss stated, I feel as though I'm the most qualified person to be vice mayor. But not only that, when we talk about diversity and inclusion, I just so happen to be African American. What does this say, the fact that we continuously look backwards and go backwards and never move the needle forward? What does this say and mean to our city, to our staff? That is something you should ponder. That is something that the community is going to look at and understand. And I'll have more. I don't want to continue going, but again, I think when you look at the totality of steps that this body has taken, we have continuously missed opportunities. Not to mention, we have to appoint the Lynn Haven seat coming up soon. And out of the last 4 appointments, there hasn't been one single minority appointed. Not one. And when we have an applicant who's qualified, we overlook that person. So what does that signal to the rest of the world, to our staff here, to a workforce that we all express concerns about trying to rebuild our workforce. Is that workforce only good enough to make beds, cut lawns, take orders? Is that workforce only good enough for that? And when it comes to being in positions of leadership, we overlook them? That's a question this body has to ponder. I'm sure, Rosemary, listen, I will support this council. That's something I always do because I have a duty to our public. But we missed an opportunity today, and I would be remiss if I didn't let that be known. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Wu.
I'd just like to say congratulations to our now Vice Mayor Wilson. The process was put in place. She availed with 6 votes. So congratulations to you. I'm still hopeful to the future, and I like what I see going forward in the future. So thank you, and to all of you, have a good afternoon.
Okay. Okay, at this point, we stand adjourned. Thank you all very much.